doing, bro?
Hey, we living, man.
Yeah?
We living. Life ain't been lifing as much as it has been. It's been nice. It's been nice.
It has been nice.
Nice little weekend, man. Man, it was nice Resurrection Sunday and Holy Week last week. So, man, it was good. How about you?
Pretty much the same, bro. Pretty much the same. I've been relaxing a lot. So I'm officially off a tour right now.
Yeah.
There's some other things in the future that's lined up and things that I want to get a chance to do and whatnot. But for right now, it's genuinely just me catching my breath a little bit. Because I feel like I've been ripping and running and trying to make things work for probably like the past 2.5 months. You know? But yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Been chilling. The weather's broken. We not in like
Hey. Don't do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
You think that this all right. So you don't even want to talk about it.
Bro, you know that this happens every time. We go, oh man, weather's broke. Oh man, it's warmed up. Oh man, everything's nice and peachy. And then it gets cold again. But y'all keep playing with yourselves, bro. Like y'all keep playing yourselves, bro. I can't with people like you, bro.
You right.
'Cause I will be in your inbox as soon as we get another day under 30.
You right. I understand that. It's just the only reason why I'm even mentioning it is because it's been consistent. That's the only reason why it's been consistent.
You're getting reckless. And you know better.
I do know better.
And this is why this is making me. The more you say, the more I'm getting angry. Okay, because now when it happens, like you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm so sad, and I'm gonna be like, no, this is your fault. Like you did this.
Fair enough. But I'll say this, right? Even though it's not springtime officially here in Chicago yet, well, I'll say that, right? It's officially springtime everywhere else. And some people are like mad wilding already. You know what I mean? It's
How so?
Bro, I feel like regardless of wherever you are, for black people specifically, I'll put it like this. If you live in Miami or something, this ain't for you. But if you live in a state that actually, or a city that actually goes through the 4 seasons, once it gets warmer outside, that's all it takes. And people is just like, yo, I ain't cooped up in the house no more. I can go and drive with my windows down. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go hang out and go to the park, beach, barbecue, whatever the case may be. And some of those percentage of people start wilding, bro. Whether it's straight ignorance on gangbanging stuff or they just like, I don't know, bro. It's just something about when weather breaks for black people, we start acting different.
I have a story with this.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, we worked at a summer day camp, and I had a homie with me. So it was me and the homie Sterl, and I think my homie Will was there, and Tyree. And it was just butt nasty hot. Like ungodly hot. And the quote I heard before this was, heat makes niggas go crazy. Now, I had no experience with this until this fateful day. We get a break for lunch. So we walked over to the McDonald's. It's about like a 10-minute walk. So we walked over there, and then we walked back, and we're like chilling in the cut. Actually, no. We ate at the McDonald's that day. So we ate at the McDonald's that day, and we started walking back. And all of a sudden, Tyree just goes, yeah, I'm going to catch y'all later. And we looked at him, we were like, bro, like, what you mean? Like, like we were like 50 yards away from the door,
right?
Looking at it because we were like walking through this field, and he was like, "I'm gonna see, like I'm gonna catch y'all later." We were like, "What?" what? And he's like, I said, I'm going to catch y'all later, bro. It's like, all right, bro. Whatever, man. So my aunt ran the camp at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, instead of just like he never came back until the very end of the day. I mean, end of the day, like kids are getting loaded into vans.
Right.
And then he came back. And I have no idea. I do not know why. But I remember him walking back into the room, like back into the church. And we were just sitting in the car waiting for him. And we knew he was getting work. Like, I know my auntie was giving him that work, bro. And so we waited for him. He got into the car. He got into the car. And we just, as we started to pull off, we were like, bro, what were you thinking? He was just like, I don't know, man. Heat make niggas go crazy, bro. I was just like, since that point, like, Tyree's been one of my favorite people, bro. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen him in a minute, but, like, gee, that was so funny. He just was like, yep, I did it. Yeah, this is what it is. Heat make niggas go crazy.
No, bro, that's it. It's something about like when it first breaks. Obviously, like during the summer and everything, like it's cool, it's mad consistent and whatnot. But it's like something when it like breaks, especially like when it's like spring break. Because traditionally, when spring break happens, a lot of college students go to like the warmer states and everything else like that, and party, hang out, and take a breather from the year that they've been working and everything else like that. Which reminds me, are you aware that Hulu is doing a documentary on Freaknik?
Hey, let's talk about it.
Fam.
The memes alone. Because I follow like Black Twitter's joints, bro. The memes on this have been impeccable.
Bruh. Like, I used to hear stories about Freaknik. And like I was just like, y'all did what? Y'all were with who? When? And nobody said a thing? Like, it was just the vibe? Like, word? And this is as a kid. But now we've moved into a new era of, I'm not going to say society. We move into a new area of where we, how we judge things, I would say.
Sure.
Man.
Look, all I know is this. Some people getting exposed.
That's what I was saying.
Some people are getting exposed. Some of y'all aunties and your uncles are going to be... There might be some charges coming out, bro. I don't know what statute of limitations and things like that, but there's some rough stuff that happened around there. I heard I got big homie let me know some things that went around during that time. And I'm like, man, some of y'all hope they don't throw a case on y'all.
That's
like,
what I'm saying, bro.
Like, it's weird. It's weird. But it's like, I don't know. Freaknik is such a weird thing to me because all I hear about it, it's like this greatest moment that ever happened that also was like maybe one of the worst things we ever did. It's how it's always portrayed to me.
So, what was it? A couple of days ago, I was on YouTube and I was looking up Freaknik because I thought that the documentary was out, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I was just looking up, like, oh, did anybody have like maybe any reaction videos, something like that? I don't know, bro. I was just bored.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not out yet. At least as of us recording this, it's not out yet. But I was on there and they had like a little 10-minute documentary on it, right? I'm like, okay, I'll give this a little watch. I'm gonna still watch the Hulu documentary, but I'm gonna just watch it. But originally, Freaknik started out as something that was in Atlanta, and it was literally a picnic. You know what I'm saying? For like the college students there, because some of them didn't go home for spring break or the holidays or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a small group. But that news got out of, hey, this is what we did, this is what we created, so it became bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And when it became bigger is when the problem started. Because at first, it was just for that school in Atlanta. And then it opened it up to more schools in Atlanta, colleges. And then before you know it, colleges all across the country, people was traveling. And, like, they were saying how, like, it was cool until it wasn't. Like, the last 2 or 3 years, it got, like, majorly rowdy and everything else because you had the people that actually lived there having to deal with all of this, which I can't even imagine. You see protests going on now, people blocking the streets,
Right.
trying to get home, and no, you
Right.
can't get past. And fam, I don't care what y'all protesting. I'm just trying to get home. But there were literally highways where traffic was not moving because people got outside of their cars and started partying right then and there.
You know what? It sounds like you did a deep dive, and I'm glad that you did. But I almost want you to hold off because what I now am realizing could be the dream is if we get somebody who went to Freak Nick on the pod. So this is my public service announcement. Anybody who's listening, okay? If you, one of your aunties and your uncles or somebody you know went to Freak Nick and is willing to talk to us about it, whether it's the good, the bad, whatever it is, I want that firsthand account, and I want it post-doc. I want the doc to come out for us to all know about it, and for or right before it comes out,
right?
So we can talk about it. But I think that'd be crazy.
No, absolutely, bro. It's wild because up until I learned about what Freak Nick actually was, I told myself yo, I even tweeted about it. I'm yo, man, if I was born back then, bro, I would have slid. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about the fun aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, because I know how I am. So I wouldn't have been doing the foolishness everybody else is doing.
Sure.
But I still would have been enjoying myself. But looking back at it, like you said before, some people probably going to catch some charges depending on the state of limitation stuff, bro.
And my thing is that, it's one of those obvious moments that, if you were somebody who was around at that time or anywhere near that, of course you wanted to go, because it was iconic. It was.
Right.
But, man, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope it doesn't do anything for people's perception of black people toward the wrong way, right? Because I still don't think that all of Freak Nick is an entirely bad concept or a bad thing, but it's this would be unfortunate if this documentary is meant to to showcase all of the negatives, but not really show some of the positive in terms of there is a certain level of camaraderie and love that was there, and unity to a certain extent, right? To have all these people show up to the point where we shut down the highway and stuff like that, right? There's something cool about that part, and there's other things, but I hope that it doesn't highlight it in a way that portrays it poorly to people. That's all my hope is with that.
Oh, for sure. I feel you. Did you hear? And it broke today. Well, not really broke, but it was something that was said today. Did you hear about what Nick Cannon said?
No.
So Nick Cannon was on Howard Stern.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. You already know this is nothing good, bro.
No, not at all.
So he was on Howard Stern, and I think the question was asked. I didn't hear it. I just know what was said. So let me just pretense with that. I didn't hear it. I just know what was said because all of Twitter had a whole meltdown about it.
Okay.
So I don't follow or keep up with anything Taylor Swift because that's just not my jam. I don't listen to her music.
Oh my gosh! So you're starting this off with Nick Cannon with the Howard Stern and Taylor Swift came up. Oh no, Nicholas, what have you done?
Fam. So like I said, I don't keep up with Taylor Swift or anything else like that, but I remember it coming down my timeline because I think she was married or something. Maybe she got recently divorced. Maybe she was with her boyfriend or something and they broke up.
Oh, dang. You don't know nothing about Taylor Swift.
Fam, I don't.
That is wild. You just put off a bunch of things that, were just nowhere near the... Okay.
Listen, I'm just saying from I know.
I don't know if I'm incriminating myself or making you seem ignorant in this moment. I have no idea.
Fair.
But that's
either way, if she's with somebody or she's not with somebody, Nick still said what Nick said, and what he said was yo, I would be totally down with making her baby mama number 13 or something like that.
Nicholas.
Something to that effect, bro. And I'm just fam, do you realize what you are saying? Joking or not, it's just fam, you are basically saying she's a sex object that I just want to bear my child, and that's literally it. And I'm not one of those uptight, we got to cancel people and all this other type of stuff, or sensitive. I'm not. I'm really not. But there are some things in which you just don't say, and that's one of them. 'Cause That's something you could have said to your boys, your friends, or whatever. I still wouldn't advise it. I'm just saying. But if you're going to say it, you say it in a place where it's not a public space, because I've been there. I'm not gonna sit up there and lie to you and be like, yo, man, like, if I had the opportunity, yo, I'd date her, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? I've done that before. But to sit up there and say in front of, not a live audience, but you know what I mean, like on radio, on air, and be like, yo, I'll, like, baby mama number 13.
I know. I kind of think that we're in the age now where this is okay. I'm more so like, why her? Like, the fact that he said it is the fact that, like, this is the where we live in now. People just talk like this, and so I'm kind of like, you know, is she like treating her like a sex object? You can see it that way,
Right.
I also see it from the realm of like, from what it sounds like, all of Nick's baby mamas are taken care of pretty good. He might be a good man to them. They know what the deal is. He gives them the deal, and it all happens. So
Exactly.
it's not all kosher, but
Yeah.
you know it's interesting. It's layered.
No, it is. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm just another stat in your book. That's how I looked at it, because he didn't say like, yo, man, I would really like a relationship with her, like I wouldn't mind getting married to her and having kids.
You're making a good point. Yeah, you're right.
It's like,
pretty
I
rough.
wouldn't mind if she was baby number 13, however one of them is. And it's just like, fam, you don't, there's, you know what I'm saying? But on Twitter, social media in general, Taylor's fans are ripping him a new one, which is to be expected because that's what fans do. But this is the question that I really wanted to get to.
Yes.
And I had to say all of that to ask you this, because you are an artist, right?
Some allegedly.
You rap, right?
Allegedly.
So let's just say that you have a fan base, allegedly. And with your fan base, you see them start acting wild. I mean, defending your name and your honor like they your brother, your mama, your sister, your daddy. Going out and literally ruining people's lives, putting their information out on social media. Like, a whole bunch of negative things, right? My question to you is,
Yep. You're not gonna like my answer though.
do you think that you have a responsibility to talk to your fans or to say, y'all need to chill out, that's not how we rolling over here? Do you think that that's something that you as an artist are responsible for?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because you can't make anybody do anything.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as I don't incite it, you know what I mean? There's a difference between inciting something and then everybody, like, you know, like, if my mentality kicks in, but I had nothing to do with how it got started, then I don't think it's my responsibility. If I'm a good person,
right,
maybe I would, you know, I should, maybe, you know what I mean? But I don't owe anybody. I don't have the responsibilities. The responsibility is not on me to fix that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially in a scenario where it was something like done wrong to me, right? Like, who am I to tell the people who love and care about me not to defend me, right? On the other hand, if it's just strays for no absolute reason, that's different, right? But like, you're like, that's a crazy idea though. Like, the fans are like, of people are so, like, their fandom is so strong that they almost become like, not a dictator, but like a leader to them in that proportion, right? Where you can prevent damage to people's livelihoods and lives,
right,
by just a tweet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it is. And like, what I was trying to add on to that, bro, is like, obviously everybody's responsible for their own actions, regardless of what's going on or what's happening.
Right.
So I'm not saying for you to stop them, right? It's just simple, yo, y'all need to relax. It ain't that serious or whatever. Because for me and my fandom, if I had it, I would go out and say, yo, y'all need to relax. That's not what I am. That's not, because I feel like your fandom or your fans in general, it's a reflection of you to a certain extent. because when people look at your fans and things like that, it's like, okay, so is this how the artist is? Because these are how your fans are. You know what I'm saying? Because people judge like that.
Nah, you're totally right. You're totally right in that. That's how other people outside perceive it for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Outside, exactly. And like, for me, bro, it's just like I've seen somebody sit up there and not disrespect, but simply say a certain artist's album or music or latest song just was not it. And their mentions were filled to the brim with all type of stuff. And the person didn't even say it was trash, didn't say it sucked, just said simply, I don't like it, and left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like World War III had started. It was like the first shot of the war was shot, and everybody came out with open arms, ready to defend said artist. And it was kind of like, when do we get to this place where we had people, like, has it always been this way? Is it just now different because we have social media now that the fans are able to be more vocal and they can actually, I guess, not plan their attack, but it's like more organized rather than it was before back in the 90s where we didn't have Twitter, we didn't have Instagram. So if you rolled for your artist, you were just this lone voice unless you were in a group of people. You know what I mean? Like a concert or something?
I mean, I definitely think it has to do with social media and different things like that, because social media has made us care about what people on the other side of the world who we don't ever see ever care about their opinions or have something to say about their opinions. You know, like if you had this kind of issue like that, like these are barbershop debates that have now turned into people like having like spats. You know what I mean?
Yo.
So like, yeah, I think the social media is the one.
That's a great comparison.
Social media is the reason for this being such a bigger deal and people having the access to those opposing opinions and then having the means to do something about that, right? Because then also you're finding people's government information and then putting it out somewhere, right? What made that accessible, right? Because you can go to somebody's social media, figure out this and that and the third, then go through these back channels and stuff like that. So internet age, the digital age has definitely made a difference and change in that. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's definitely what it is.
I've never heard that comparison before. The comparison of the fact that Twitter talk in general is nothing but barbershop talk. Like when it comes to like debates and stuff. That's all it really is. Stuff that you would be normally, if internet didn't exist.
Yeah.
Whether you was either with your homeboys, homegirls at the beauty shop or the barbershop, that's where you would be having these conversations at.
Yep.
That's wild.
Not gonna lie, that just came to me. That was not a pre-thought or something I ever heard before. So I'm kind of I think I stumbled onto something, but neither here nor there.
I never thought about that. But
wild. It's kind of true, right? Like these are just conversations that the barbershop would happen. Like you get passionate about that debate and stuff like that, but you just keep it pushing, right? Not no more, man. Not no more. People get stuck. But also a lot more damage can be done in a quicker time, right? Like people can just do stuff, putting stuff out, this, that, and the third goes out. The next thing you know, everything is on 10 out of nowhere.
Yeah, like there's a quote that says, I forgot the direct quote, but it's, the lie travels around the world before the truth even has a chance to put its pants on or something like that, or get out of bed or something like that. And like that's true, because like how I to me, social media as a whole isn't really real. It's not real life.
No, it's not.
But a lot of people put a lot of stock into it, like it is. And
man, it's like the metaverse to me. Like it's just like the metaverse isn't gonna come and stumble on us like overnight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Social media is the first phase of this thing, of us going from like what's on here is way more important than what's happening in real life.
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely. Like how I feel about social media, or maybe like Twitter in general, bro, is that it's nobody cares about the truth if the lie is more entertaining.
Yeah.
The truth is that Twitter specifically, while there is some good on that app, it's all about jokes and entertainment. I mean, you can wrap both of them in one and say that's one category, but like that's all it really is jokes and entertainment. Because there's a lot of false information that people can just tweet out, and then somehow, some way, it gets traction, and then before you know it, it's a truth, and you get it trending on Twitter, and now everybody's talking about like, ooh, such and such said this, and third, and it's just like, fam, I never said any of these things, and it's wild to me that that's where we're at with this now. Because like it was one thing when we had wrong facts going on about COVID and the shots and the elections and things like that. Now it's just like, fam, especially with the verification things, because like all the platforms have verification things now. And for most of them now, you can actually pay for your verification.
Yeah, I kind of love that though.
I'm not mad at it.
Like it makes the verification thing so stupid now. Like that's what I like about it. It's like, oh, like anybody can get verified now. That'll make you special.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't. My only issue is if I can take a page. Let's just say that I'm semi popping on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Completely rebrand my page. And then delete my pictures or whatever, put up a whole fake picture of somebody I'm not even who I am.
Sure.
And then buy a check mark. You know what I'm saying? Now I can put out whatever and it's going to gain some traction because of the follower count.
Yeah.
Because of the check mark. And like that's my only issue with it, because Elon Musk basically bought Twitter. You know what's crazy that I realized about not Elon Musk, but rich people in general who ain't got nothing better else to do? When you have money like that, you could just do stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's essentially ruined Twitter.
Right.
Essentially. He bought it and doesn't even really want to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants, it's like he wanted Twitter just to say, yeah, I got Twitter so I can make changes and things like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
That people have money like that to just buy something and just toy with it, not understanding just like, I'm not talking about the social media aspect of it, but the people that actually work there and have to deal with the day-to-day activities and things like that.
Sure.
Like, that's their livelihood.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? And if Twitter goes under, it's only going to be so many spaces where they can go to work on another. You know what I mean?
I guess the question is, though, will we be a better society without it, though?
Social media?
No, Twitter. Specific. Let's say in a, because I don't know why Elon Musk bought Twitter, but what if he just bought Twitter just because he saw the dangers of it and the harms of it and like how like messed up it can be, and he's decided, I'm going to buy it and then let it fall to his own demise. And we'll see what happens, right? Because nobody can repeat the idea of Twitter again and, like, do, like, we're just going to redo Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, they can't just do that, right? But Twitter's a massive platform, has been for the last decade. Like, what does it look like if he bought that just to watch it crumble? And then what does that force us into? You know what I mean?
There won't ever be another Twitter, but there will be something else. That's the thing. Like, Twitter can fall into shambles. It's cool. It's fine. It's whatever. But at the same time, something's going to replace Twitter. Don't know what it is. It might be something that already exists. It might be Instagram. It might be TikTok or whatever. People are going to migrate. Now, there's going to be a drop-off because people like myself, I'm going to go outside and touch grass.
Right.
I've been on Twitter since 2010.
Yeah,
I've been there when it was the wild, wild west, where you could say literally anything, and everybody just took it as jokes. Nobody got offended or nothing like that. I've seen the platform change over time.
Right.
For me, I'm cool, personally, but for other people, they're gonna need to get their fix.
Yeah.
Because right now, what it seems like in the grand scheme of things, TikTok is mostly for everybody, but younger people are mostly using it, I would say, right? Facebook is considered something that's like family orientated, something that the older people use. Still, it's available to everybody, but that's just the outlook on it.
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram is like the spot where like people keep it popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You take down Twitter, now you only got Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And everybody's going to migrate to those platforms, and then there's going to be some people that don't do any of that at all. But at the end of the day, something is going to come in and fill that void.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is Instagram to integrate something similar to Twitter on its platform.
Right.
Imagine if a platform was able to have TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter all merged into one platform. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how that will perform.
The metaverse.
See, that's
No, I was kidding.
no. See, no, the metaverse. See, that's an interesting thing, right? Because it's a slow burn
Right.
with the metaverse.
Right.
Because virtual reality is not wildly accessible. You have to have some money in order to buy said device. I know because I have one, and it wasn't expensive.
But it's just like anything else. The elite will have it first, and then everybody else will get their version of it later. But by the time everybody else gets their version, the elite will have already succeeded with everything and got everything that they needed. You know what I mean? And still be at the top echelon of the whole thing.
Exactly. But the thing is, for the rest of us that jump on that train, it's going to be brand new to us. And we're going to be stuck on that. Imagine you, like, it's kind of scary to think about because right now, virtual reality, that's something that you can have at your crib. That's not something that you take outside and walk down the street with. That's not something that you can be at the park with. That's something that's inside your crib. So if they're able to create something, an app, some type of game or whatnot, that keeps you, because that's the main objective for these social media apps and things like that anyway, is to keep you engaged with it, to keep you on it. If they do that, bro, ain't nobody leaving their house. If you could do everything inside the metaverse, you can order food, you can order groceries, you can order off Amazon.
Yeah.
Some people might even have, what if they actually start having jobs in the metaverse? Have you even thought about that? It's like,
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about because then it's like, why do I ever need to leave the crib?
Yeah. Here's what I don't get.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I don't get. I think it should be mandatory that everybody has to watch Terminator movies. Because I'm like watching stuff that's happening with like this chat GBT and like different AI stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they started doing like, oh, chat GBT can do your homework for you and like, you know, won't get caught on plagiarism type stuff. You just gotta like do X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, like, what?
Yeah.
Like this is getting bad. This is getting rough out here, guys.
Yeah. Like the thing with technology is moving at a pace that I don't think we're able to really keep up with because it's always every few months, every few years, there's some type of break in technology that wasn't there the year prior. Like, because we have the computers and stuff that we run. Like, there's...
Bro, I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about artificial intelligence, bro.
No, I'm
Every
into that.
movie we ever seen.
Yeah. It ends badly.
Badly is an understatement. Like every time.
I've been saying this forever, and people think I've been joking. Like,
it'd be like if we decided to do Jurassic Park for real. Like,
yeah,
like if we decided it was like, oh yeah. After we saw all those movies, but let's try to make the dinosaur park. Yeah.
Well, no, but see, here's the thing, bro. Like Boston Dynamics, if you're not familiar with Boston Dynamics is a place where they make robots, right? They're just trying to make them to like, you know, where they could be everyday helpful to us in our everyday lives and everything else like that. They've been working on them for I don't know how long now. If you ever saw, like, they actually have videos, like every year they show what these things can do new. Before, the thing was barely able to move, and now the thing is dancing, it's doing backflips, it's carrying stuff, it's walking upstairs. The only thing that they have not added to it is an actual voice, an actual face to it. You know what I'm saying? It still looks like a robot. You can't mistake it for anything else. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where they're going to put skin on these things. And like Cam said earlier, the rich and powerful are going to have it first because they're going to be able to afford it.
Hey, we're treading on dangerous waters. So we're becoming the conspiracy theory guys.
You know what? It's not a conspiracy because the thing about it is it's actually here. It's not like it's a tinfoil hat type of thing. It's the fact of where it's going. Because if you are to tell me that somebody, once the technology becomes readily available, somebody is not going to go ahead and create a sex bot?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna hate to tell you this. That's already happening, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's only more downhill from here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People gonna look at that and be like, yo, fam, because think about it. People are already like, yo, the dating world, the dating pool is trash anyway. I'm gonna just stay single. I'm gonna just do what I do. And then you add in a sex bot. Bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's already here and stuff. But the technology is just gonna get more progressively better. And it's just wild to think about. But like you said before, bro, like everybody should be able to watch The Terminator. So we understand that this is a very, very bad idea. We need to put some limitations on these things. But nobody cares about these things. Just like in the movies. Nobody cares until it's too late.
Yeah.
That's how society literally works. If there was anything that the movie people, the movie directors and creators and writers got anything right in any movie, nobody cares until it's too late.
Is that the title of this episode? Nobody cares until it's too late.
No, that definitely needs to be the title for this episode. Nobody cares until it's too late, bro. You can do that. You can have that in a disaster movie. You can have this in a zombie movie, Jurassic Park movie, Terminator. You can have it in a dating movie, a romantic movie. Like, bro, nobody cares until it's too late.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's just how it is.
Riveting discussion. And at some point we were talking about Nick Cannon talking about Taylor Swift on Howard Stern. So I'll be honest with you, I have no idea how we got to this point. But all I know is that we started off at some point with Nick Cannon and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah. I am too. Where we at right now? Do you know? Time-wise? No, you don't.
No idea.
You don't know. Okay.
I think it's time to close, though.
Word. You got anything to tell the beautiful people out there?
Hey. Nope.
Yo, so this has been Reset the Vibe. I know we didn't even introduce ourselves last week. We didn't.
But as we proceed,
To give you what you need, always and forever. You know what I'm saying? I am your host, Vash.
I'm Cam.
This has been Reset the Vibe. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. And as always, love.